Welcome to the Season Starter Show. I'm David Marcel, and today we're going to flip the script on something that's been bothering me for years. Society has this narrative: youth is better, faster is better, cheaper is better. And if you're over 50, you're somehow obsolete, past your prime, less valuable. It's complete nonsense. Today's episode is called The Seasoned Advantage: Skills That Actually Appreciate with Age. And I'm going to show you exactly which of your abilities are more valuable now than they've ever been, and more importantly, how to monetize them. Because here's what the market doesn't want you to know. In certain critical areas, you're not competing with younger workers. You're operating in a completely different league, and companies, clients, and customers will pay premium rates for what you bring to the table. Let's talk about your unfair advantages. Segment 1. The big lie about aging and value. First, let's address the elephant in the room. Yes, there are things that decline with age. Reaction time, physical stamina in some areas, the ability to pull all-nighters fueled by Red Bull and hubris. But you know what? Those aren't the skills that run the world. Those aren't the skills that build businesses, lead teams, solve complex problems, or close major deals. The skills that actually matter in the real economy: judgment, pattern recognition, relationship building, crisis management. These don't decline with age, they improve, sometimes dramatically. Let me give you a personal example. At 32, I thought I was a good problem solver. I was quick. I had energy. I could work through solutions fast. At 56, I was a much better problem solver. Not faster, better, because I've seen similar problems 50 times before. I know which solutions look good on paper, but fail in practice. I know where the hidden landmines are. I can save companies months and millions because I've already made those mistakes. That's not theory. That's why I can charge 3 times what I charged at 32. The market values speed when problems are simple. It values wisdom when the stakes are high. Guess which problems pay better? Let me break down the specific skills that get better over time, and more importantly, how they translate to money. Skill number 1, pattern recognition. This is your superpower. After 30 or 40 years in an industry, you've seen thousands of situations. Your brain has built a massive database of patterns. When a young manager sees a problem, he sees it for the first time. When you see the same problem, you recognize it. You've seen it before. You know how it plays out. You know what works and what doesn't. This is unconscious competence. It looks like intuition, but it's actually decades of accumulated data processing. How to monetize it. Strategic consulting. Companies pay top dollar for pattern recognition. They need people who can say, "I've seen this before, here's what happens next." Board positions. Boards don't need people who can build the product. They need people who can see around corners. Advisory roles. Startups desperately need advisors who can help them avoid mistakes they haven't made yet. Real example. I know a guy, Tom, who spent 30 years in retail operations. He retired at 58, got bored, and now advises e-commerce companies. He charges $300 an hour. His entire value proposition is, I can tell you what's going to fail before you waste money on it. He's booked solid. Skill number 2, emotional regulation. When you're young, everything feels urgent. Every setback feels catastrophic. Every success feels permanent. After 50, you've been through enough cycles to know this too shall pass. You don't panic in a crisis because you've survived crises before. You don't get cocky in success because you've seen success evaporate. You operate with a level of emotional stability that can be taught, only earned through experience. How to monetize it. Crisis management consulting. When everything's on fire, companies don't want someone who'll panic. They want calm, experienced judgment. Executive coaching. Younger leaders need guidance on handling pressure, managing stress, and maintaining perspective. You've already learned these lessons. Negotiation. In high-stakes negotiations, emotional regulation is worth millions. The person who stays calm controls the room. Real example. A friend of mine, Sarah, was a hospital administrator for 25 years. She dealt with every crisis imaginable. Now she consults for healthcare startups on crisis management and PR. When something goes wrong, she's who they call. She makes more now working 20 hours a week than she did working 60. Skill number 3, relationship capital. Let's be blunt. At 55, your Rolodex is worth more than a 25-year-old's coding skills. You've spent decades building relationships. You know people. People know you. You have trust built over years of transactions, collaborations, and shared experiences. This is called relationship capital, and it's bankable. How to monetize it: connector, broker roles, get paid to introduce people and facilitate deals. Your network is the product. Business development: companies will pay you to open doors they can't open themselves. Strategic partnerships: help companies form alliances. Your relationships make deals happen. The math: at least 10 to 20% in finder's fees. That's $50K to $100K for making a phone call. Your relationships have monetary value. Stop giving them away for free. Skill number 4, systems thinking. Young workers focus on tasks. Experienced workers see systems. You understand how organizations actually work, not how the organizational chart says they work. You know the informal power structures. You understand how decisions really get made. You can navigate bureaucracy because you've been navigating it for decades. This is high-level thinking that takes years to develop. How to monetize it: organizational consulting, help companies fix dysfunctional systems and processes. Change management: companies hire you to help them restructure, merge, or transform because you understand the human systems involved. Process optimization: you can see inefficiencies that people inside the system are blind to. Real example: my friend Dave spent 35 years in manufacturing. He retired, then started consulting for manufacturers on process improvement. He charges $250 an hour. His pitch is simple: I'll find you $500,000 in waste in 2 weeks, or you don't pay me. He's never not found it. Skill number 5, risk assessment. This one's huge. Young entrepreneurs are optimistic. They see opportunity. They're willing to bet big. You've already made expensive mistakes. You know where the bodies are buried. You can smell a bad deal a mile away. This isn't pessimism, it's calibration. You understand risk in a way that only comes from experience. How to monetize it: get paid to evaluate investments, acquisitions, partnerships. Advisory boards: investors hire experienced operators to evaluate deals and opportunities. Fractional CFO/COO roles: bring your risk assessment to multiple companies at C-level rates. The value: one good no can save a company millions. That's worth significant money. Skill number 6, contextual wisdom. You've lived through multiple economic cycles. You remember the dot-com crash, the 2008 financial crisis, multiple recessions. You've seen technologies come and go. You've watched trends rise and fall. This gives you context that younger workers simply don't have. You can distinguish between fads and fundamental shifts. You know what's new and what's just recycled. How to monetize it: strategic planning, help companies develop long-term strategies informed by historical context. Market analysis, provide perspective on trends, separating signal from noise. Scenario planning, use your historical knowledge to help companies prepare for multiple futures. Skill number 7, teaching and mentorship. You know how to do things that took you years to learn. You can compress that learning into months for the right student. This is incredibly valuable, and it's something you couldn't do at 30 because you didn't have enough experience yet. How to monetize it: online courses, package your knowledge and sell it at scale. One course can generate passive income for years. Corporate training, companies pay premium rates for experienced practitioners to train their teams. Masterminds, facilitate peer groups of professionals, learning from each other under your guidance. Real example: I know a former marketing executive who created an online course on B2B marketing strategy. He charges $2,000 per person. He runs the cohort twice a year with 30 people. That's $120K annually for work he does primarily in 2 8-week periods. The rest of the year, he does whatever he wants. Segment 3, the monetization formula. Okay, so you have these skills. They're valuable. How do you turn them into income? Here's the formula I've seen work repeatedly. Step 1. Identify your premium skill. Which of these 7 skills is your strongest? Where have you developed the most expertise? What do people already ask you about? Don't try to monetize everything. Pick your sharpest arrow. Step 2. Define your ideal client. Who needs what you have? Be specific. Industry, company size, problem they're facing, what they're currently doing wrong. The more specific you are, the easier it is to sell. Step 3. Package your offering. Don't sell time. Sell outcomes. Bad? I'll consult with you for $200 an hour. Good? I'll identify $500K in operational waste in 30 days or you don't pay. Bad? I'll coach executives. Good? I'll help new VPs survive their first 90 days without career-ending mistakes. Package your experience into clear, valuable outcomes. Step 4. Price for value, not time. This is critical. You're not competing on hourly rates with 30-year-olds. You're competing on value with other experienced professionals. If you can save a company $500K, charging $50K is a bargain. That's a 10x return. If you can help an executive avoid a career-ending mistake, what's that worth? Probably several years of their salary. Price accordingly. Step 5. Leverage your network. You don't need to cold call. You have relationships, use them. Start with warm introductions. Tell your network what you're doing. Ask for referrals. Your first clients will come from people who already trust you. Step 6. Create multiple income streams. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Build a portfolio. Retainer clients, 2 to 3 companies at $5K, $10K a month. Project work. Larger engagements at $25 to $100K, teaching, courses, workshops, speaking, passive income, online courses, books, digital products. This creates stability and freedom. Segment 4. Now let's talk about the biggest obstacle to monetizing your seasoned advantage, your own mindset. Here are the mental blocks I see constantly. Block number 1. I'm too old. No, you're experienced. There's a difference. The market doesn't want older, but it absolutely wants experienced, especially for complex, high-stakes problems. Reframe it. You're not old, you're seasoned, and seasoning makes things more valuable, not less. Block number 2. Why would anyone pay me? Because you know things they don't. Because you can solve problems they can't. Because you can save them time, money, and mistakes. Your knowledge is valuable. Stop giving it away. Start charging for it. Block number 3. I'm not good at marketing myself. You don't need to be. You need to be good at conversations. When someone asks what you do, have a clear answer. I help manufacturing companies find operational inefficiencies that are costing them money. I coach new executives through their first 90 days so they don't make expensive mistakes. I help companies evaluate acquisitions so they don't overpay or miss red flags. That's marketing. Clear value proposition. Block number 4. The market is too competitive. For generalists, yes. For specialists with deep experience, no. There are millions of marketing consultants, but how many have 30 years of experience specifically in B2B marketing for healthcare companies? Narrow your focus. Be the specialist, not the generalist. Block number 5. I don't have time to build this. You don't need to build an empire. You need 3 retainer clients at $5K a month. That's $180K annually. How much time does it take to service 3 clients? 20 to 30 hours per week? You have time. You're choosing to spend it differently. Segment 5. Real case studies. Let me share 3 detailed examples of men who monetize their seasoned advantage. Case study number 1. Michael, 61, former supply chain director background, spent 32 years optimizing supply chains for Fortune 500 companies, retired at 59, got bored. What he did? Identified his premium skill, supply chain optimization, defined his ideal client, mid-sized manufacturers with 50 million, 500 million revenue, struggling with efficiency. His offer: I'll reduce your supply chain costs by 15% in 90 days, or you don't pay my fee. Results: he now has 4 retainer clients at $8K a month, $384K annually. He works about 25 hours per week from his home office. He takes 3 months off per year to travel. Key insight: He leveraged pattern recognition and systems thinking. He'd solved these problems hundreds of times. For him, it's easy. For his clients, it's transformational. Case study number 2. Robert, 57A, former sales executive background, 28 years in enterprise software sales, multiple President's Club winner, maxed out career path. What he did, instead of retiring, he pivoted to coaching sales teams. His differentiator, relationship capital, and pattern recognition in complex B2B sales. His offer, I'll train your sales team to close enterprise deals faster using proven frameworks that took me 28 years to develop. Results, he runs quarterly training programs for tech companies at $35K per engagement. He does 68 per year for $210K to $280K. Additionally, he coaches individual sales executives at $500 an hour. Total annual income over $350K. Key insight, he took the knowledge in his head and packaged it as training and coaching. His clients get compressed learning. What took him 28 years, they get in 90 days. Case study number 3. James, 63, former controller, background, 35 years in finance and accounting. Classic corporate career, laid off at 60 during restructuring. What he did, initially devastated, then realized his value to risk assessment and financial systems thinking, became a fractional CFO. His offer, I'll be your CFO 2 days a week. You get CFO level financial expertise at a fraction of the cost of a full-time hire. Results, he has 3 clients at $6K a month each, $216K annually, 2 days per week for each client. Friday is his day off. He works from wherever he wants. Key insight, companies need CFO level thinking, but can't afford full-time CFOs. James provides exactly what they need at a price they afford. Everyone wins. Segment 6, the premium positioning strategy. Now let's talk about how to position yourself as premium, not cheap. You're not competing with freelancers on Fiverr. You're competing with other highly experienced professionals. Here's how to win. 1. Never apologize for your age or experience. Wrong. I know I'm older, but I'm still current. Right. I have 30 years of experience solving exactly this problem. Your age is an asset. Treat it that way. 1. Lead with results, not credentials. Wrong. I have an MBA and 35 years in operations. Right. I've helped 12 companies reduce operational costs by an average of 23% in the first quarter. Nobody cares about your credentials. They care about results. Tell war stories in sales conversations, share specific examples. When I was at said company, we faced a similar challenge. Here's exactly what we did and what happened. These stories build credibility instantly. Young consultants can't tell them because they haven't lived them. Be selective about clients. Don't take every opportunity. Be choosy. I only take on 3 clients at a time because I believe in doing exceptional work, not just good work. Scarcity creates demand. 3. Charge what you're worth. If your work can save or make a company $500K, charging $50K isn't expensive. It's cheap. Do the ROI math for prospects. Make it obvious that you're not a cost, you're an investment. Segment 7. All right, let's make this concrete. Here's your 90-day plan to monetize your seasoned advantage. Days 1 to 30, foundation. Week 1, identify your premium skill from the 7 we discussed. Write down 10 problems you can solve better than most people. Identify industries, companies that have these problems. Week 2, research going rates for similar services. Define your ideal client profile in detail. Create your value proposition statement. Week 3, package your offering, retainer, project, hourly, or hybrid. Set your pricing. Remember, price for value, not time. Create a simple 1-page description of what you offer. Week 4, make a list of 50 people in your network who could be clients or referral sources. Draft your outreach message. Set up a simple website or LinkedIn profile that clearly states your offer. Days 31 to 60, outreach. Week 5 to 6, reach out to 10 people per week from your list. Have conversations. Don't hard sell. Explore how you might help. Ask for referrals to others who might need your expertise. Week 7 to 8, follow up with interested prospects. Deliver proposal, scope of work to serious inquiries. Aim to close your first client by day 60, day 61 to 90. Delivery and refinement week 9 to 10. Deliver exceptional work to your first client. Document your process. Ask for testimonials and referrals. Week 11 to 12. Refine your offering based on what you learned. Continue outreach to build pipeline. Goal: have 2 to 3 clients or projects by day 90. The reality: this isn't theory. This is exactly how dozens of men I know have built post-career income streams of $150K to $500K annually while working 20 to 30 hours per week. Segment 8. The long game. Here's what most people miss. You're not building a job. You're building a lifestyle business that leverages your biggest asset: experience. This isn't about replacing your corporate salary with corporate hours. This is about creating something better: freedom, work when, where, and how much you want. Leverage. Your knowledge works for you. An online course you create once can generate income for years. Impact. You're helping people and companies solve real problems. The work matters. Sustainability. This gets easier over time, not harder. Your reputation grows. Your network expands. Your efficiency improves. Legacy. You're teaching the next generation. Your knowledge doesn't die with you. And here's the beautiful part. This model works into your 70s and 80s. Leveraging wisdom and experience. You're not too old for this. You're exactly the right age. Let me leave you with this thought. The world is obsessed with youth, speed, and novelty. But when the stakes are high, when companies face existential problems, when leaders need real guidance, when mistakes could cost millions, they don't call the 28-year-old with energy. They call you, the person who's been there, who's seen it before, who knows what actually works. Your seasoned advantage isn't about competing with younger workers. It's about operating in a different market entirely. A premium market where experience, judgment, and wisdom command premium prices. The skills you've been building for 30 or 40 years, they're just now reaching peak value. It's time to monetize them. Turn your experience into income. Go to www.davidmarcel.com/advantage for our complete Seasoned Advantage toolkit, templates, pricing guides, and step-by-step implementation plans. Until next time, be blessed.